The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is brought to you by the host of the program, who is solely responsible for its content.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
This is the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Reddy Real Estate. Good morning. I'm Jackie Reddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor, co-host.
Good morning, and it's 2020.
And it's 2020. How you doing with your New Year's resolutions over there?
I broke them day one.
Did you even? Let's be honest.
No.
Did you even? Okay.
No,
yeah.
I don't even bother.
Nor do I. Right? It's been something I've tried, but it doesn't usually last. So we're with Thomas Singer, owner of Artistic Cabinet Finishes. Good morning.
Good morning.
You were here last week. Thanks for coming back this week. We're happy to have you.
No problem. Happy to be here.
We're here every Saturday at 11 and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. where we talk real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many relentless realtors. We have been listing, selling, and appraising real estate for nearly 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jreddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you're at jreddy.com, click on the webcam tab and see what's going on at Dunmore Corners. We get thousands of hits a month on that camera.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. Hits from all over the world.
Nice.
I don't know if it's Ukrainians and Russians, but I don't know.
You never know, but they are all over the world.
Honest to God.
We are a Century 21 Quality Service Award winning office continuously, year after year. View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobilefriendlyjreddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. And remember to check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram.
Yeah, and when you go to the archive radio shows, if you look, there's some that's missing.
You have to really, really look.
Yeah,
and
some didn't make the cut.
Yeah, some didn't.
Some didn't make it.
I hope I make the cut.
Yeah.
No, you're in. I can tell already.
Yes. So Thomas Singer, owner of Artistic Cabinet Finishes, is here with us today. He co-owns Artistic Cabinet Finishes with Jill, his wife, and your son. Thomas is even involved in the business.
Correct.
All right.
He's a great help.
So where are you located? Scranton-based, right?
Yes, we are based in Scranton. We have a finishing shop in Scranton, basically. We don't have a storefront, but this is where we take your door. Once we go to your house and start your job, we would finish your doors in our shop, where obviously your boxes, they have to be finished on site. So
it's a 4-day process, which is what you told us last week, usually about a week.
correct. Usually about a week. Typically, anything under 50 openings we can do in 4 days. Some are really 60, 70, which we don't run into them that often. May take an extra day.
Tell me this.
Yes.
Contractors have a tendency to say that they're going to do something and then don't do it. So how well do you adhere to your scheduling? And I know Jill, your wife, does the scheduling. So she tells you where to go and what to do, right?
Exactly. I just go where she tells me. So.
All right.
Yeah, me too. I got the same boss.
If I tell you where to go
How to
every
do it
day.
and how to get there. Thank you very much, dear.
Every day. Yeah. No, but seriously. So if you say you're going to be somewhere January 10th, are you there?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
That's good. And you give a guarantee. We talked about that last week.
Absolutely. We give a guarantee on chipping, cracking, peeling, anything like that. And even if something did happen outside of our guarantee, like outside of normal wear and tear, it was an accident of some sort, a knife fell and scratched something, we could always come back and repair it.
Retouch. Okay, so you do not reface cabinets. For anybody that wasn't listening last week that doesn't have any clue as to what you do, you refinish cabinets. And let's just briefly go over what you do.
Sure. So we're refinishing cabinets, which is we're basically painting them, but it's not as simple as just a painter. We specialize in doing cabinets. That's all we do. We treat your cabinets like a fine piece of furniture because that's what they are. I tell people your cabinets are the biggest piece of furniture in your house, the most expensive piece of furniture in your house, and they should be treated like that. They take a lot of abuse. They take a lot of abuse from humidity, from temperature changes, and just normal wear and tear. So they have to be treated like that. The top coat that we use, the finish that we use, is not something you buy in Home Depot or even Sherwin-Williams, as great as they are. It's imported. It's from Italy. It's by a company called Malaysia. It's a 2K product. Over in Europe, they really are on the cutting edge as far as a lot of these 2K products go with adding the hardener. It's almost like an epoxy. We add the hardener to the finish, and we only have a certain amount of time to work with it, in an hour and a half, and it'll start to get hard inside the gun. So that helps us be able to put more coats on in a quicker time. It's not like an oil base where you're coming back 2 or 3 days later and you still have the smell and you have to wait really long time for it to dry. We're typically giving you 3 coats in a day, plus a primer. So.
And you can do a color change where you're doing paint colors, or you can do a stain change, or you can just refresh the old dull stain to what it was.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So those are the options there. So let me just talk to you about this. I have something I came across. Which home improved projects have the greatest value for buyers and sellers? Listen to this. So a complete kitchen renovation, a gut job, is the interior improvement that offers the most value for buyers and sellers, and that's according to a new report about home improvement projects. Renovating the bathroom or adding an outdoor deck are things homeowners often do to improve their enjoyment. But when it comes to increasing a home's resale value, not all improvement projects are created equal. So in 2019, the Home Improvement Report by NAR, that's the National Association of Realtors, revealed the top 3 return on investment home projects. They are new roofing, and that would get 107% of value recovered by the sales price. New hardwood floors, which is 106% of value recovered, and refinished hardwood floors at 100% of value recovered. The study, which combines responses from homeowners, realtors, and the remodeling industry, also revealed the top 3 interior projects. Here's where you come in, Tom, with the highest overall impact for buyers and resale prices. They are a complete kitchen renovation, a kitchen upgrade, which is what you would fall the
Exactly.
category you would fall into, and then a heating, cooling, ventilation upgrade. A kitchen renovation also clocked in number 1 first when ranked by the Joy Score, or the level of pleasure it brings to homeowners who continue to live in the property.
Did you say Joy Score?
Yeah, Joy Score. Yeah.
Let's score your joy.
Now, closet renovations brought the second highest level of smiles, while a full interior paint job came in third. But we want to make sure that we get this point across. Thomas Singer, owner of Artistic Cabinet Finishes, is not a painter.
No, we are a finishing company.
So what you do is pretty important for the pleasure of people who live in a home or go to sell a home and buy the home. So you're up there, and this is important stuff, because usually people, when they call us, they're unsure of what to do in order to sell their home. So a lot of times we tell them you don't want to spend a lot of money doing things. But I will tell you, if a kitchen is modern and it is nice looking, it goes a long way with a buyer these days.
Absolutely. And we have the ability to get in there and, like I said, typically in 4 days, to completely change the look of your kitchen. And on our website and on our Facebook, there's a lot of before and after pictures. There's some videos on there. And it's pretty dramatic, a lot of the before and afters. And it's the biggest bang for your buck as far as we're concerned, for the quality that you get and the amount of time it takes to do it, and the dramatic change it can give you.
Well, a lot of the material I read, the number 1 area that most people, homeowners, want to improve is the kitchen. And second would be bathroom. They want to do this, but usually it's money that's in the way. Many will sacrifice some things, in order to have the kitchen that they want to have. Many will sacrifice vacations, going out to eat, so on and so forth, and, put that money away to do a kitchen over. So when you're talking about a fraction of the cost to get a whole new look in a kitchen, I would think this is an option somebody would want.
And again, a lot of the homeowners that we work with, they'll combine our process with new countertops, or maybe a new flooring, new backsplash, and all those things. Instead of a complete gut, they're keeping their base cabinets, they're changing the whole look of their doors, and they're putting new countertops on, and you can basically change your whole kitchen. As long as you're happy with the layout of your kitchen, the way it's laid out, but you just want a change, and then we're the people you should be looking to.
All right. Considering that the kitchen is the room that most people spend the most time in And that's also the area where most guests come over and socialize. That's the room that's used most of the times, right? I think that what you do would be something, an option that people would want to consider.
Absolutely.
Okay. So it could be a big impact and not as expensive as a total remodel. Talk to me about, you're saying the product's very durable and withstands a lot of abuse and it doesn't wear like a regular painting job would do. How about cleaning? How can I clean my cabinets? Can I use bleach?
Yeah, you can. You can use any household cleaning products on our finish,
and it won't dull it, fade it.
No. Alcohol is maybe the only thing. If you left alcohol on there for a long time, it could start to eat away a little bit. Other than that, no. Any of the household cleaners that are on the, if you follow the instructions on the back of the bottle and it says, this is safe for kitchen cabinets and it's safe to use on what we use.
Okay. So that's something that I'm a bleach user. I like bleach. A lot of people don't, but I feel like something needs to be cleaned with bleach in order to be clean.
I actually, when I go out to your home to do an estimate, I usually leave a little 2x3, a sample block. It has our finish on it. And I tell them, go ahead, do what you want to it, beat on it, put some chemicals on it, throw it in the dirt, whatever you feel like doing to it. And, we're confident enough to stand by leaving that in the customer's hands when we're not, a lot of times somebody will come and they'll show you something, but they're controlling it the whole time. I leave it and say, here you go, do what you want to it. If it stands up to what you think in 2 or 3 days of abuse that you're doing to it, or a week or 2 weeks, whatever it may be, and you're happy with the way it stood up to what you did to it, then call us and we'll take care of it from there.
Good. With us today is Thomas Singer, owner of Artistic Cabinet Finishes. And how does someone get in touch with you, please?
Okay, our number is 570-445-5652. Our website is artisticcabinetfinishes.com, and that will attach to our Gmail. And we are also on Facebook, Artistic Cabinet Finishes.
Thank you. Pat, would you like to review a listing, please?
Yes, we have a gorgeous 4-bedroom, 3-bath, bi-level home at 231 Keene Street in Moscow for $279,000. This home has so many improvements and renovations, it'll be like you're moving into a new home. It really is. It's beautiful. It has an updated kitchen. It's got beautiful tile baths. There's a built-in garage. This home sits on almost a half acre of land, a multi-level deck with Trex flooring overlooking the large yard. This home is a must-see. Go to jready.com and check it out to really appreciate it. That's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home at 231 Keene Street in Moscow for $279,000. And that's listed by Aaron Pierce of our office.
Thank you, Pat. The return of affordable housing is here just 1 year after hitting a 10-year low. Housing affordability has risen to its highest level in 3 years. 63.6% of new and existing homes sold in the third quarter of 2019 were affordable to buyers with median incomes of $75,000. That's a 7.2% increase when compared to the third quarter of 2018. The improved affordability is due to a 3-year low in interest rates, even though home prices increased. Buyers in the northern states, and this is what piqued my interest, buyers in northern states enjoyed the biggest selection of affordable properties. The Scranton Wilkes-Barre market came in first for large markets with 90% of homes for sale deemed affordable. Nice, right?
Yep.
So here's the second part of this. This is a different article. This is from PAR, Pennsylvania Association of Realtors. You're going to love this. Millennials are flocking to Scranton and Allentown. Did you hear that?
What, are they trying to find the office?
No, it has nothing to do with that, believe it or not. A larger share are choosing Scranton and Allentown, according to Realtor.com. They found that Scranton is third on the list of top U.S. cities for millennials, while Allentown is sixth, so we beat Allentown. Both cities, along with the rest of the top 10 list, have ownership rates of 47% of millennials aged 25 to 34, in case you were wondering, while the national average is just 43%. It's applauded for its affordability and its close proximity, and we have always said this, Pat, we enjoy going to big cities, to 7 major metropolitan areas. So that's why they're coming here. It's not because of the office. We're affordable, and you can get to places, big cities, in what, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, you can be anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Stay with the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We'll be right back after a very brief break.
Who are Century 21 agents? They're high-tech gizmo-packing problem solvers with an appetite for getting things done. They know the best places to buy a home, to sell a home, and to find antiques, if you're into that kind of thing. They're weatherproof, foolproof, and proof positive that smart people doing good work can make big things happen for great folks like you. Oh, and there's one nearby. This is who they are. This is what they do. Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hi, this is Jackie Ruddy from Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Is real estate on your mind? It's on ours 24/7. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, or in need of an appraisal, you have questions, we have answers.
Thinking of buying or selling a house and have questions? Tune in to the Real Estate Roundtable hosted by locally owned and operated Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday mornings at 11:30.
Call 570-344-6724 or visit jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. We're back with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with my husband, Phil, realtor, co-host Pat Devaney.
And we're back.
And we're back with Thomas Singer, owner of Artistic Cabinet Finishes. You did not bring Jill, your sidekick, your wife.
I did not.
Yeah, she does. She books all your appointments, and she's a big part of your business, and so is your son, Thomas.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's family owned and operated. You're based in Scranton.
And his wife loves 94.3 FM The Talker.
Yeah, she
Absolutely,
listens to us all the time. So that's how we got connected, which is wonderful. So the last 2 weeks we've been talking about what you do, and you do not reface kitchen cabinets, but you do refinish them.
Correct.
And what you can't do is fix a bad, poor room design, but you can transform a kitchen into a whole new look, and it's a fraction of replacement cost.
Exactly. And there are some kitchens that we will not get into. If there's a press board, or if there's issues there that need to actually be repaired, we recommend people contact a contractor and get the issues repaired. If the doors are like completely gone and they're press board doors and they're not they're not a quality that's worth even refinishing, then we will recommend replacing the doors. Which we do work with companies that we can replace the doors, and what we would do is pick a design, we'll replace the door, and we would get it unfinished, and then we would finish it in our shop
to their liking. And what you do is you can do any paint color.
Exactly. Anything we can do.
Staining.
Yes.
And okay, so you can change a stain from, if there's a stain that's a dark oak from the 1980s that they want to lighten up, you can do that.
To go from a darker to a lighter, it is tough. I mean, if we're going to paint, then we can do that. Anything, to go to take a dark stain and to lighten it, that's tough.
Okay.
So that we don't usually do that.
You do change stain from maybe a lighter to a darker. Yeah. Okay, very good. We want people to know what you do.
Absolutely.
So how about estimates?
So we give free estimates. Again, you can check out our website. You can check out our Facebook. There's a lot of great before and afters on there. And then give us a call. We can talk about the process a little bit, explain exactly what would happen, give you a rough estimate on how much it would cost based on what you're telling us the size of your kitchen are, how many openings there are. We usually do that over the phone. And then I'll go out and do an exact estimate and give them a final price.
And you carry a little box with you with all these different types of finishes that you do. And so you were explaining to me in the break, you showed these to the homeowner, and you showed me a maple piece and then an oak piece. And you actually like working with the grained wood. I
do. The oak, the maple, it's a great wood. It's a more expensive wood than the oak. But once it's finished, you don't see that grain anymore. So you're not sure what's underneath it. Is it MDF? What is it? Plywood? What is it? Whereas the oak, you can still see the grain inside the oak, and it's a real hardwood. But again, doesn't matter. Whatever you have, as far as if it's an oak, a cherry, a maple, we'll be able to refinish that.
Good. All right. So
if you want to know, you should go to Artistic Cabinet Finishes on Facebook. I was looking at it. They have some really great stuff. I mean, I'm sitting here looking. I wish we could show somebody, but he's got the sample and he's got a bunch of little cabinet doors he carries around with all the different colors. So it's really tough to get across the change that happens over radio.
And again, as I said, it's free estimates. So, if you call us, we can schedule something to come out. Usually within a week or two, we can get out. Now, we are booked, well into the spring, so far. So
good for you.
That's great.
And, you cost a fraction of replacing. It takes less time and money. It's less hassle, no tearing out. They don't even have to move what's in their drawers and cabinets, right?
No, correct. As long as they give us a couple inches on the bottom and the top so we can get some tape in there and get our film in there.
And you work with the homeowner. They could still use their refrigerator because you tape things off.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's a green solution because you're not adding to the landfill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. Talk to me we talked about your product, the tools you use to make it happen.
Sure. We were talking earlier and I was explaining the difference in some of the guns that we use versus someone else. So even a painter versus a sprayer, someone goes, oh, we're going to roll it or we're going to use brushes, and versus what we're going to use an HVLP, a sprayer. Even the sprayers themselves are different. Our sprayer that we use, it works under a vacuum pressure. So there's not just, everybody's seen, the paint gun where you have a cup and you put paint in the bottom of the cup and there's a little sieve on the bottom and it pushes the paint out. Our cup has a liner inside of it that's disposable. So we fill the liner up with paint and we have a vacuum tube that comes off of it that connects to our compressor hose. And that creates a vacuum inside that forces the paint up into the gun. So no matter what way you turn that gun, if you turn it upside down, if you turn it sideways, if you're inside of a cabinet, or if you're underneath a countertop, you're going to get the same amount of paint coming out of that gun no matter what position you're in because of the vacuum pressure forcing that paint out. So there's not going to be a spot where it's a little bit lighter because the gun was turned upside down, or a little bit heavier because the gun was
It's all
sideways.
smooth and even.
It's all even.
Okay, that's nice because that's a concern when somebody's spraying.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, so you do things different there as well. And you said what's popular these days are different paint colors on the top and the bottom. A lot of whites out there.
A lot of whites, yeah. A lot of whites, a lot of grays. The blues are starting to come in. We keep up on the latest trends and stuff. And blue is, the new color for next year as far as kitchens go. And again, I recommend to people, if you're a little worried, you want to add some color, but you're a little worried, and if you have an island, put some color on your island, because we can always come back and change that island a year from now, and it's not nearly the cost that it is to do the entire kitchen.
Sure.
So if you want to get a little adventurous on your island, and then a year later you go, no, I want to go back to white, we can do that.
Yeah, but there's some colors too that really date the house. I mean, there's some oranges I've seen in some of the kitchens. I'm like, it screams 1970s or 60s funky colors. Yeah. So I wouldn't get too crazy. Especially if you're selling a house, you should try and stay neutral, I would think.
Yeah. And to work with the appliances too, but if you have good appliances and you don't want to upgrade, a lot of people that had the black appliances back when everything was black before stainless happened, they go with the white cabinets, and the white and the black it makes everything pop, versus not having to replace appliances with brand new stainless steel.
Do you paint appliances?
We do not. No, we do not.
Does anybody ask you?
Sometimes, if there's a little scratch in an appliance, I do have a different process. It's not using the finish or anything that we use, but it's a lacquer that I could go in. If it's a black, I could maybe do a little touch up here and there. If somebody had an issue they wanted me to repair, but for the most part, I stay away from that.
Stay away from that, right? Okay. And you are not considered a painter.
No, we are.
You will not paint the walls. Okay.
Correct. I don't paint walls. I don't paint exteriors. We just do cabinets.
You do change out hardware.
Yes, we do. Obviously the most simplest change is to just use the holes that are there. But if you decide, long handles are getting very popular right now. If you decide you want your handles to be, sprayed farther apart, or whatever design you choose, really, we're able to fill your old holes, completely cover them. We fill them with a dowel and glue, and then we sand them down smooth and use a wood filler over the top so you can't see the old holes. We'll drill new holes, line everything up. Hinges, we can also do soft close hinges, are a very popular
option.
And that's usually a quick swap out. Doesn't add a lot to the cost. It's probably an extra $5 a door, plus the price of hinges. And it's really quick for us to just swap them in and out. So
in the last couple of minutes of this show, this is our last show together, what would you say the biggest mistake you see people make? Other than not calling you for an estimate.
Either do it yourself or hiring someone who has no experience working with cabinets.
Because then they call you and it's double or triple.
Really, he's got to undo.
Exactly.
He's got to undo somebody else's mistakes.
So instead of just working with your cabinets the way they were, now we have to work with a paint that's on there. So we have to figure out what kind of paint it was, how it was applied, how to get it off. And usually that just entails sanding it down to bare wood, which is, part of our process in preparing your kitchen. Sanding is involved, but we're not necessarily sanding down to bare wood. We're just sanding for adhesion. There's a big difference between trying to remove all that old paint, because we don't want to paint over that, because we don't know. I can't guarantee my paint's going to stick to their paint, So even if we just scraped off the loose parts, that's not good enough. It all has to come off. And that's a huge mistake, either going with, the lowest bid that necessarily might not have the experience, and you'll have brush marks in your boxes and brush marks in your doors. Worse, our doors are finished in our shop. It's climate controlled. An exhaust system is on all the time.
Well, the listener doesn't have the advantage that I have right now, because I can look at these doors, these pieces that you brought in, and not the whole cabinet door, but the smaller pieces, and it looks like it was made that way.
Yeah, and that's what we pride ourselves on, a factory finish. That once we're done, you shouldn't be able to tell that your doors didn't come that way when you bought them, when they were installed, if you bought them.
And most kitchens that have been painted, I can walk in and I could tell.
Absolutely, absolutely, because there's either brush marks or there's some kind of contaminant in the paint because they didn't have a good exhaust system.
Or it's blotchy.
And even if somebody is spraying, it's the exhaust system, pulling everything out of there so nothing lands. There's no contaminants on the wood is a huge issue that a lot of people aren't prepared for. And again, we seal off your kitchen. We put an exhaust system in the window, and whenever we're spraying, whenever there's anything in the air, that exhaust system is running.
Good. All right. Thomas Singer, owner of Artistic Cabinet Finishes. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
Okay. Our number is 570-445-5652. You can also find us at artisticcabinetfinishes.com and also on Facebook.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
And please let Jill know that we're thrilled that you guys were with us.
I absolutely will. Thank you.
Thank you. Pat?
We have a duplex, a 2-unit at 411 Delaware Street in Oliphant for $174,000. This building has 2 3-bedroom apartments and one of them is owner-occupied, and the building is very well maintained. Each apartment has 1 bath, spacious kitchens, dining room, and living rooms. There's a private driveway for off-street parking. It's got a fenced-in yard, and each unit has central air conditioning and gas heat. That's a well-maintained duplex with 2 3-bedroom apartments at 411 Delaware Street in Oliphant for $175,000. That's listed by Gail Lewis of our office.
Great. And I have some really good news. You're going to like this. VA loan applications surge among young buyers.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So do you know when VA loans came to be?
1950?
1944. And since then, they have featured some of the lowest rates and fees in the market. However, as of mid-2018, only 30% of qualifying veterans and active duty personnel made use of their VA loan eligibility, which I find to be remarkable. But thanks to savvy younger buyers, aged 23 to 38, this number is rising. And according to the Department of Veteran Affairs, the share of VA loan qualifiers jumped 14% over the last year alone, closing 45% of new purchases in 2019 with a VA loan. And that's great news because if you remember, and I pulled the local stats, the MLS statistics, we've seen an increase in the usage of the VA loan. So this is trending. And of course, popular neighborhoods for these types of buyers are often near military bases and reserve centers. And so these include areas such as Honolulu, Hawaii, Clarksville, Tennessee, Omaha, Nebraska, and Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
I like the Florida and the Honolulu.
I love Honolulu.
Especially in January.
Yeah. So we're out of time. Thanks for tuning into the Real Estate Roundtable. Remember to tune in next Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to 94.3 FM The Talker.